So I'm John Park, I'm Chief Financial Officer of McDonald's restaurants in the UK. I think internally it's dealing with capacity. Now, the restaurant we're in today, it's a big footprint restaurant. Not all of our restaurants are built like this. And having seen the sales growth we've seen, when you've had 11 years of consecutive growth, you've got restaurants that were built 20 years ago that weren't necessarily built for the sort of volumes that we're seeing today. So dealing with capacity, whether it's enough room in our dining areas, whether the kitchens are big enough, whether the equipment we've got is capable of serving the number of customers we're looking to serve over the next few years. It's a challenge for us that as we project forward, how does our restaurant estate cope with that sort of volume? So I think that's probably our biggest challenge. And the answer is not just building more and more restaurants. That's not the answer. We will continue to look to build new restaurants where there's opportunity, but most importantly is how do our existing restaurants cope, and so that if you come in on a Saturday lunchtime, you still get a great McDonald's experience. And we think experience the future is unlocking some of that. So where I talked about now ordering at a kiosk, that takes a lot of pressure away from the front counter, whereas before everyone would have been queuing at the front counter. If we can make investments which look to move those customer flows around, and something like table service where you can order at the kiosk and then sit at your table, just takes some of the pressure away from the front counter, and stops those customers walking in and seeing a big queue and thinking I'll go somewhere else. So looking at how can we invest in the business to facilitate some of those capacity constraints.